Troy Harrison was an avid cyclist who cherished his evening rides. On August 22, as twilight descended over Kent, he found solace in the rhythmic whir of his wheels on Central Avenue North. It was a quiet time, a rare escape from the world's noise. But that night, peace was shattered in the most unexpected of ways. It was around 10:40 p.m. when Troy's tranquil ride met chaos. Emerging from the shadows, a group of teenagers, faces familiar to the locals, approached silently like the night itself. Their laughter mingled with the evening air, an eerie prelude to the violence that followed. With sudden force they struck, knocking Troy from his bicycle. As he lay on the ground, disoriented, Troy recognized one of the faces. A teenager from his neighborhood, someone he'd seen countless times. There had been a nod, a shared moment of recognition on those roads that now seemed like a distant memory. The attack was brutal, and the aftermath devastating. Troy was rushed to the hospital, every second stretching into an eternity. Despite the medical team's best efforts, the wounds were too severe. In the days that followed, the small Kent community grappled with the senselessness of it all. Whispers filled the streets, stories of what could have driven these young boys to such brutality. The police were swift in their investigation, unearthing connections that painted a complex picture of misjudgments and misguided loyalties. When the charges were finally filed, it left the townspeople in shock. How could children, barely taking their first steps into adulthood, commit such an act? The revelations were particularly harrowing for those who knew the teens, one of whom had once shared a fleeting camaraderie with Troy. The court filings described not just a crime, but a fracture in society, a moment where youthful exuberance turned tragic. It raised questions, uncomfortable ones, about community responsibility and the unseen battles these teens might have been facing. As the justice system set its course, Troy Harrison became more than just a victim. He became a symbol, a reminder of fragility and the rifts that sometimes divide us. His life, his passions, and his untimely death, now a poignant narrative etched into the heart of Kent.